You're welcome to today's episode of Africa Talks Tech with myself and Sam. Sam, what do we have today?
Well, so today it's not strictly technology, but this is an amazing lady. She's a culinary chef with over 80,000 followers on Instagram. So that's our hook in there. And this shows about the next generation of farming entrepreneurs with Halima Zawiya. She's below 25 and she shares why she got into farming and what the future lies in this space. So without much further ado, watch, listen, and let's speak to Halima.
Welcome to Africa Talk Tech. Guess what? Today we have a special guest on the show with us today. And today we're going to be switching gears a little bit. It's a talk show, but today we're going to be talking to our guest, and we're going to be talking around farming and what she's doing around that space. But first, a little introduction from us. So my name is Kazeem. I'm an IT professional, and I lead a team of very great people at the Lasso CBT Limited. And I've got my very good friend on the show with me. Sam, it's over to you now.
Oh, hi, I'm Sam Erskine. So I am an African diaspora, so a global citizen of Africa. I'm head of cloud engagements for a large organization. But in the context of this particular talk, I and Kazeem connected to highlight the best of Africa. And I'm really excited about this show today.
Yes, very much so. So you're welcome on Africa Talks Tech, Halima.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm glad you can join us on the show today. Although, like I mentioned earlier, it's a tech show, but myself and Sam just couldn't resist. But having you join us on the show today to talk about what you've accomplished, doing what you're doing. So let's kick things off with you telling us a little bit more about you now, Halima.
Oh, okay. My name is Halima Zawiya. I am a farmer. I'm a typical farmer. I'm a rice farmer. I
Okay.
recently started vegetables, and I'm a culinary artist. I actually studied agriculture. Yeah, but I studied agriculture because I like farming. Not, I didn't start farming because I studied agriculture. I studied agriculture because I wanted farming. So yeah.
It's taken a little bit of the question already. You've answered it, right? So I was going to ask how you got into farming in the first place. However, I want to share with the audience that even though I'll never ask a lady about her age, right? Halima has this unique piece. So she described herself as a farmer, but she's actually a farmer that is below 25 years of age and a woman, right? So it's really, I suppose, my hybrid question is what made a young lady like yourself decide to go into farming, agric, and what is the story? Why do you like farming when all your friends are perhaps on Instagram and all those other platforms?
Well, just like what you just said, I wanted to change the perspective, and I've always been a fan of agriculture. I and in Nigeria, we have a lot of space, we have everything it takes, but nobody really see farming. Everybody see the culture part of agriculture. We don't really see the agribusiness part. So I wanted to do that, but I saw it in agriculture, and I wanted everybody to see that as well. So I wanted to change the perspective that young people, just like your question, young people can't go into farming, or farming is for the illiterates and stuff. So yes, that's why I went into agriculture, and to be honest, agriculture is the future. That's what I see. Agriculture, I see wealth in agriculture, especially in Nigeria. I see wealth. I see everything possible.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much for that. That gives us a good
Thank you.
grounding, right, Kazeem? So I believe you have some more um, detailed questions for Halima.
Sure, sure. I'm just wondering, Alima, what's your daily routine, your daily schedule? What does it look like, as a farmer? How do you handle managing farming and then coping with, other activities? How do you do all of that?
Well, it's about priorities. That's what I always say. I have a lot of things doing. I do train. I'm a culinary artist and I train. So I think, I don't know, maybe a lot of people think I do more than I'm supposed to, but I think it's about priorities. My farm is 45 minutes drive away from where I live, but I still manage to go to the farm at least 2 times or 3 times a week. When we have a lot of work, I go at least 5 times a week. I make sure that I supervise everything. I make sure everything is under control. And yeah, I do train. I'm a culinary artist, like I said. I train, and I kind of, I just, it's about balancing. So I think it's all about balance home and work. I'm not married, so I can't say children and stuff, but yeah, balance my two jobs, I should say. Because I take my farming business as my main job. So yeah, it's about balancing.
Thank you very much for that. And what I'm interested in, right, and you touched on in your previous answer, was this is business. This isn't farming, right? So, what lessons have you learned from your success in this so far that other businesses or other entrepreneurs looking to invest in a business journey can learn from you? I mean, what would be some of the things that you've learned that you didn't think um, was possible when you first started down this journey?
Well, I failed. I failed, but I didn't stop. I think in every business, an advice, right? Okay, I think
Yeah.
in every business, failure is a necessity, and that's what actually makes you realize what you've done and what you should correct. Because if you don't fail, you won't know what you are what you should expect and what you are supposed to correct. So I think um, um, what I should say is, yeah, we can't we shouldn't be discouraged by any failure. Just take it as it. Of course, it can make you or break you. So if you stop at that point, it has already succeeded in breaking you. And if you take it as a correction, as a guide, it will help you you know succeed in the future.
To ask Alima, I know with farming, you would only not have to worry about cultivation of your crops now, if you will. Getting buyers to buy your produce is equally a very important one, right? So I want to know, how do you handle market research? How do you, get your produce to your customers? How do you do all of that to make sure that you're making money from all of these things? I mean, you're not just cultivating for yourself to consume now. It's for people to buy those
I think
produce of yours.
marketing is agriculture is the easiest because everything is in the market, readily available. Everything is ready to be consumed, and everybody is ready to buy it. And in the market, prices are constant. For example, the price of rice and the price of tomatoes. Rice is different category with tomato, but prices are constant. So I think it's very easy, and whenever you take it to the market, you just sell it right away. Um, there's always need for that in the market, not just in the market, everywhere, at home and stuff. I take mine to the market. I sell mine to the factories. I don't have a plant yet. I don't have a factory. I don't process, so I sell mine to factories, and I don't deal with the market people directly. But I think it's very easy in agriculture because everything is, it's food, of course. That's why I want, like, that's why everybody should go into agri. I'm not well, I should say I am advocating, but yeah, still that's one advantage.
So Sam, you need to be back to Ghana, Sam, to come do
Yeah,
some agric in
indeed.
Ghana, because I know you don't have space. You don't have that much space in the UK.
Not at all. When I was growing up in Ghana, my dad had a farm, but I took it for granted. And, even in boarding school, there were farms that we had to tend to. So I know how to use the hoe, I know how to use a cutlass and all that kind of stuff. But I never really thought about it as business, right? So
Yeah, because like mhm. You just mentioned hoe and cutlass. Farming is beyond hoe and cutlass.
oh, sorry, you said farming is beyond the hoe and the cutlass,
Yes,
Halima?
exactly. That's what everybody sees, especially us, the young people, the youth. That's what we see. We see hoe, we see cutlass, we see hungry people, in the farm and stuff. But to be honest, farming is wealth. All I see in agriculture is wealth, and it's beyond the culture. It's more of business. It's more of agribusiness. I think we should stop we should stop um, saying agriculture and focus more on the agribusiness rather.
Excellent. And that's what I was actually going to lead to because um, I'm asking these questions pretending to be somebody that is from that mindset, but I know this is very, very modern. So my second question or my next question, it's a little bit of a mixed question. One is, do you need to study agric to be successful in this business? And what else would you need to study or be aware of in order to be successful?
Well, I don't think, if even if I didn't study agric, I would definitely go into farming. And it's not about studying agric. Yes, you have to, study some factors. Like you said, you have to know the area, you have to know the land, the soil, the temperature, the weather, and what crop is to be grown in that area, what crop is, favorable, what crop is, good in that area, what crop grow better, and all that stuff. So those are the factors you should consider before starting agriculture. And definitely the farmers, since like myself, I'm not the one doing the whole work, but I supervise. I make sure everything is under my eyes, everything is under control. So yes, you have to make sure that the farmers, of course, they are experienced, and experience is number one key. Even me myself, I know it in paper, but they know it in their own experience. So I can say we are both learning from each other. I don't go and tell them this is this. No, I just kind of learn from them, and they also learn from me. That's the key. So yes, I think those are the factors you should consider: the area, the land, the climatic factors, which is the temperature and stuff. Because some, like rice, it doesn't grow in everywhere. It needs a clayey place with a lot of rainfall. So you for example, if we don't have rainfall in a time where there's no rainfall, of course you can substitute that with the artificial irrigation using the pumps and stuff. So you have to know all that factors. If it's something you can correct it. If it's something you can't, you just have to move and look for another place. But no, agriculture, you don't need to study anything in the university to to start farming. But yes, you need the experienced farmers, and of course you have to be very vigilant and cautious of what you're doing.
Excellent.
I hope it
Yeah.
answers your question.
I answered the question and a whole lot more. So thank you very much for that.
I'm glad.
Okay, so Halima, it seems we're not on ground now to see your farm. I mean, I saw it on YouTube, how big your farm really is, right? So I'm gonna ask now, and this is also a tech show, right? Do you have any plans now for deploying technology, leveraging on technology to do things that you're currently doing now in a better way. Things like automating, automation of some of the processes. It might be in the farm itself now, or maybe some of the supervision that you're doing now.
Definitely in the future, yes, I have those plans, even though it is very capital intensive. Sorry, it's like my voice is echoing. Okay, even though it's very capital intensive, it needs a lot of money. I'm not rich. So slowly but surely in the future, inshallah, I have those plans, and yeah, I do.
Oh, I see. So I'm assuming that you still have to use computers to manage your accounts and stuff like that. So are you using that type of technology from the administration perspective?
Right now, no, but that's what we're working at. That's what we're working on currently.
Okay. I've also heard that people are using drones to look
Yes.
for the security of their farms, as an example. Is that something that you use in your
No,
business
that's
today?
not what we use, but definitely that's what we're working on.
Oh, excellent. So it's been great having you. What I'm interested in also finding out is really this is a fantastic journey, right? So forget about Nigeria for a moment. Think about young people that are living all over the world that have never thought about this as a viable business. So not only are you a woman in business, you're a young woman in business, and you are reinventing the mindset around agriculture and farming in general. Are there any words that you will share to people of your generation and people above your generation that have lost track of the fact that this is a viable business?
I think I mentioned that earlier. Agriculture is actually, you know, it's basically the only thing we have now, especially in Nigeria. I'm talking about Nigeria at the moment because that's where I am.
Yeah.
It's the
But
only thing we
Halima,
have.
we've got IT as well, Halima.
Yeah. So, and not just in Nigeria, everywhere.
Yeah.
It's something that um we all have the land, there's the soil, there's everything, and that is something I think everybody should look into because it's beyond what people think. It's actually there's actually wealth in agriculture, and I think it's the safest job you can ever go into. Yes, there are challenges like in every business. There's inevitable, challenges, failures and stuff, but it's the safest job to go into. To me, that's what I think. And we don't have to wait for any white collar job anymore. While waiting, if you have to do a white collar job, yes you can, but while waiting and stuff you can. And even while doing your own job, it is something very versatile. You can do it while you are into so many things. You can do it while you work, even if you're a teacher or anything, you can still go into agriculture. It's very versatile, and it's something that we can I think we should look at.
Well,
Wow.
thank you
So I
very
see it as
much.
the safest job to do.
Yeah. Sam, I think we're fast spending some time now. I think we would like to just continue on with the conversation with Halima, about farming, but unfortunately, this is how much time we've got in today's episode. But maybe you want to quickly chip something in, Sam, before we say goodbye. Any last words?
Yes, I just want to say, thank you very much for reminding us that the soil, farming, the very things that we take for granted is also a business opportunity. And for sharing your journey, I'm looking forward to coming back and having a conversation with you. We talked about technology like it's the only thing. You're proving that business can exist without technology, and you have plans for putting technology into your business to grow it further.
Of course, because technology makes things easier, definitely very much easier. So that's why. But businesses exist without the technology.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time. Like I said, we're looking forward to talking to you again in future. We'd like to revisit our guests when we get an opportunity. So thank you for your time, and we're looking forward to reading more about your successes, seeing you on the more of the TED Talk shows that we've seen already. So thank you, as Kazeem said.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes. So again, like Sam mentioned, thank you so much for joining us today on the show. We hope people are going to enjoy this episode of the show. And so from myself now, Halima and Sam, it's a goodbye from us. And let's do this another time.
Indeed.
All right.
Bye.